My name is Byron Ene, and what do I do? Okay, let me say the things I have done, because what do I do? I feel it just locks me down, because I know I can still do more things by His grace. So things I have done. Where do I start from? Yeah, camera assistant, continuity/driver on set, cameraman, standard, a Steadicam Operator, director of photography, set builder, camp commandant, set sometimes, production manager, studio manager, director, design and build equipment. Yeah, I've been first AD once on a major project, yeah, and then I train people. I joined production 1992, 91/92 with Amaka Igwe Studios then known as Movie Movies, and done most of her jobs then. I spent 17 years of my life working with her. Done reality shows, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Ultima Studios. I did Project Fame for many years, and a whole lot of other home videos that, they just call you in, 9 minutes to come and just do your thing, push your Steadicam around, get it shut down, and then move on. And sometimes they equally call you to consult and ask you, okay, how do I get this done? How do I do this? How do I do that? My kind of person, I tell you what to do, free of charge, which has helped me really many, many times. Why did I get into production from the onset, early 90s? It was just the love of the job. I wanted to see the magic. I wanted to see how they do these things. You see them at home and you watch them and blah, blah. I wanted to see how it's done. And that was how I found myself doing this. And one day, Amaka Igwe showed up and was like, okay, I can help you with this, with that, or you join with me, working with me and all of that. I said, no, you're making movies, you're making television works. I will join you working with you, because I love to see how this works, because I like getting into new things in my life. That's how I joined. That's how I got in there. And I got hooked. All my Igbo science, all the Okoro things in my brain are making money and running after money and so on just died. That's how I got hooked. In Checkmate, I can start from Checkmate. In Checkmate, I was camera assistant. I was from camera assistant to being continuity and all of that. I did all those ones in Checkmate those days, and then when I left them, I joined Ultima Studios. I started doing Project Fame as a Steadicam Operator. Before then, I done 4 years of promotion as camp commandant, did a bit of lighting, sets, and all whatnot. Then, if I don't air, I have about 3 to 4 credits in a Fuji house. Then did Steadicam too for Rattlesnake, yeah, as far back as then, because Steadicam are actually, I'm actually the first indigenous operator of Steadicam in West Africa. I started handling Steadicam 1995-96. That was the first time Steadicam came in here to stay. Before then, some white folks bring it in and go, and very few of us were opportune to see it then. Before Amaka and the husband, Igwe, then said, okay, fine, let's bring this in. And they got the franchise then, and they got a deal, and it was called Steadicam West Africa. And it was self-training, really, just with a tape and a manual. And I stayed there all day. Once I finished the office work by 5 in the evening, I head to their house. Sometimes, and most times, I trek to their house and go upstairs, sit down with the machine till about 2:30, 3 a.m. in the morning, training till I sleep off underneath. When they wake up in the morning, they wake me up, I go back to office work. When I got into set building, was with Amaka Igwe. Bless her soul, she taught me a whole lot in production, because working with her, you must do a whole lot of things. She opens up everything to you. Like she always say, bring to her what you know, and she will add to you the one she knows, so that you can better than her. Although how many of us get better than her? All of that. She was trying to help us out. And after doing some set work with her in Fuji House and most of her jobs, between me and her, we'll sit down together, we'll create the set, we'll decide what set to be like, how it's going to look on air, and we'll go ahead and shoot. Now, when I got to Ultima Limited, at our season 3 of Project Fame, Ultima Studio got burnt. Fire consumed everything. And I started thinking, because this is one of the things that motivates me to do the things I do. I always want to help. I always want to find solutions to things. I don't just sit down and fold my hands and be an yes member. But if that is what you want sometimes in your job, hey, I can't help it, but I will always speak my mind. So I started talking with my boss then, my immediate boss, Mr. Osna Wolono. I told him, I said, fire has consumed everything we have in the studio. What can we do? Are we going to continue like this? Are we going to build the set the same way again? And if tomorrow we have this kind of issue and fire consumes all again? And I said to myself, hell no. I went to him and said, I think we can do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on Meta. And if you call the person your set builders, it can be done on Meta, total Meta collapsible, because now we have no studio, but we can move things around and we can make it happen that way, you know. And he started talking with our MDs and all of that. I never knew how far he was pushing it, you know. But after a while, one day I got a call from my MD, then Mr. Femi Ayeni, and he said to me, I've heard you can do XYZ things and this, that. I was shocked because I was actually telling my immediate boss to tell their set builders what to do. Because I never knew I can pull a job of the magnitude on set. So Mr. Ayeni said, okay, when you see me, he sent me a text message. He said, when you see me in the office tomorrow, come on Monday, come with whatever you can show, a model, what you did before, what you can do, and let me know. Let's know how we can salvage the whole situation. That was how I slept in the warehouse for 2.5 months, building Who Wants to Be a Millionaire set. Total Meta collapsible. With street guys, street welders, street plumbers, street electricians, all from the street. Except one guy that came in with me, who I picked up from school, and he's an engineer profession. From his final year, he was a civil engineer. Then I brought him in and said, I want to be sure that what I'm doing is safe to carry over 100 people on it while the show is going on. And he checked that for me and he said it's good. And that was how we succeeded making Millionaire set. And Project Fame season 4, after the same fire year, season 4, we had no studio still and we're going from place to place. So I had to make a Meta collapsible stage that will move around from Bamako to Unilag to Lekki until we finally started our own studio in Lekki Phase 1. So what really motivates me and makes me build equipment and stuff like this is that I look at some things and I ask myself, I say, why do we need to fly these things in? Because sometimes flying them in is, buying them abroad is not a problem, but flying them in, some are too heavy that you're actually burning so much money in flying them in. So it's okay. Let's try pushing these things together. I've seen some of those things and they're just metal and people having ideas and this, like the Steadicam was created by a camera operator like me for a job in 1970s called the Running Man. And that's how he decided to make a Steadicam. So why can't I make a slider? Why can't I make a slider? Why can't I make a dolly? Why can't I make those small things here and there? As long as I understand my endpoint, where I'm going to, what I'm doing with them. And I started with making track and dolly. I made a track and dolly and it worked well. You know, although in between that I have issues with the joints here and there. I started looking for a company that can help me create the bands and so on, and that was freaking expensive. So I made track and dolly then, sold 1 or 2, made one for myself, and one day I said, okay, let's go for the slider. I tried the slider and I stopped track and dolly because I felt, how long will you move? For me, in Nigeria we hardly do our movies and our stores and our dramas inside the studio. We borrow houses, we borrow people's homes. So I always think of how to use those things and make them work well. Considering the situations, is not enough to just make a track and dolly a whole long and lengthy thing that will equally ask for how many people now? The person pushing the track must be professional, the cameraman is a pro, and then you have your gaffers who are going to handle and set up and do all that. That's okay. If I do a slide that I can go from one couch to the other couch, I have created some motion. I can go from dining table to one chair in the sitting room. I have made some motion, and it is easier. A cameraman operates his slider by himself, and I think I fell in love with that. And considering that we don't have studios, and I said, okay, let's solve the situation. Let's create our own things. I started making sliders, and that started working for me. And I make sliders. From there, I graduated. I said, okay, let me make track and dolly. Because I started thinking, okay, Steadicam, yeah, giving you motion, but can actually add your Steadicam on the track and dolly. And your dolly, if you have a good dolly guy and they pull you on with your Steadicam, when the dolly stops working, the Steadicam guy takes over and enters the house or enters the set and do other things here and there, So I started making a dolly, and I made a dolly, and the dolly came up because of the same issue of us not having studios where we have all the floors well screeded and all of that. I said, okay, why will I make a dolly that is just 4 wheels? And I come to a place and the floor is not well plumbed and it's not going to work for me. So I changed it. I made a dolly that has 8 wheels. Instead of 4 wheels, I made 8 wheels. And that 8 wheels, and the 8 wheels is because I know I can come to somebody's house and the tiles are not well plumbed, and I can jump from this to that, and if 3 wheels are well leveled, we're good. If 2 extreme wheels are well leveled, we're good, And with that, I made 8-wheel dolly. After making the 8-wheel dolly with my guy, and I said, okay, fine. There are some shots I see in musical videos, and I felt, let me try and put an extension and see how this works for a musical video guys. You can be able to pull your artist from the crowd while he's sitting down and drive and travel around with the guy singing and all of that. Possibly with his own table and so on, stuff like that. And I made an extension, and that's how the dolly became a 12-wheel dolly. So I can actually go from the 8 to 12, but it's optional. You decide whether you want to do it on 8-wheel or on the 12-wheel with the extension. Basically, what makes me do the things I do is the love and passion for the industry, trying to make sure nothing stops us. Because sometimes you want to get something done right, and the equipment constrains you, and the equipment shuts you down. You check the amount of money in your pocket, you check how many studios have the equipment and how much they're going to charge you, and you say, no, I'm not going to do this now. I'm not qualified, or I don't have the money yet. But having those things made locally, I've made one of them, car mounts. I do car mounts, and I was able to rent my car mount those days for 3,000 naira, 5,000 naira. Instead of you sitting down and say, okay, I can't use the car mount, I must do it on the shoulder. Hey, car mount is just making your car mount, that piece of metal, that piece of aluminum, making it one body with a car. Once you can lock it down with a car, you're good. When the car jumps up on a gully or on a gallop and the equipment goes with it and comes down with it, you are good. So I said, fine, that is what a car mount is. And I can make a car mount. And I made car mounts. So what makes me do what I do? I say it again, it's a passion and the love I have for the industry. This industry has come to stay, it's not going anywhere. It's feeding millions upon millions of Nigerians. And we can't let that just slip off our fingers. That's where we are. I've spent how many years here? Over 20 years here. I have no other place to go to. It can only get better with me. Challenges, I had serious challenges here and there. But the one I actually dislike with passion is people claiming what they are not. In this job, if you can't do it, just call the pros to do it for you. Don't get in there and then begin to say, I can do this, I can do that, and you go. See, you know what you're doing? You're costing us more harm than good. That's the truth. You make that stipend, make that tiny money there and then, but you're killing and murdering the entire industry. It doesn't help any of us. Before now and after and all of that about the industry, before now, for example, we're doing Checkmate, we do 1 episode in 7 days. Yeah, we'll air once a week and we'll shoot the whole week to get that 1 episode. But today I think the story is different, because we can do 2 cameras now, you can rig up in a studio, you can find a different way of doing them. You're no more carrying your U-matic where your recorder is down there and the camera is on your shoulder, and these days a lot of camcorders are powerful and good. My family life. I'm the only guy in my house. I have 4 girls and my wife, my princess. And They are the ones who manage my life actually, because without them, by now I would have gone mad. They manage me real good. They make sure the account is not filled up, you know, where it will get to the point of you going crazy when your account is loaded. No. They make sure it's not loaded. As it's topping up and they go underneath and pull out some, then you think, well, when you get to the job, you think about them at home, you think of the house rent, think of the abuse, then you relax and respect yourself in the job and get it done and done well. How do I unwind, rewind, and all of that? I go to cinema, watch good films, popcorn, you know, small drink, have fun, come back home, and there are some movies I keep at home, things like The Godfather, things like Sound of Music with my kids, who can watch it 10 million times, with The Godfather, anyone that has with Al Pacino, you know, the guy, I just like him. Scent of a Woman, I keep buying them. I buy them different versions to watch, and when it's dead, I change, get another CD and all of that. Apart from the movies and all of that, and when I come back home, I'm not watching a movie, I'm not with the kids jumping around, and I come to the workshop, I sit down in my workshop, I think of what next to create, what problem to solve, how to help the next person, you know, that's where I am actually. I sit down here, sometimes I pull down on my equipment and I'm looking at them, cleaning them, polishing them, getting them ready for the next job whenever it comes, and building a whole lot, you know, making things happen, keeping my brain busy. You know what is said about the idle mind and the devil's workshop? Advice to those who are upcoming, just love the job. Please come in, join us. We have enough room. Join us and come. Love the job. You love this job and you learn the job. Don't just love the job and begin to claim, because now technology has made it so easy that because you can put on your phone and do a 4K in a phone and this, that, you're now a movie maker, you're a producer, director. Yes, I agree. But try and train and learn a bit more in the job. When you train and learn, all those gadgets will now work for you nicely. You know, it's a garbage in, garbage out situation. You cannot give what you don't have. If it won't cost you too much to go to movie set and see how it's done. Ask why is the key light from here, why is the key light from there, why lighting from the back, how do you create a silhouette. When you do all of that, trust me, if you pick up all these new gadgets, you're gone. But if you don't learn it, if you don't get into it well, you end up destroying the industry with all your gadgets. Please just try and study it, learn it. It's good. You can learn any job, take some years like we did. You can go to school, which is very, very good. Learn in the school, come out and join us, because the school will teach you this, and the industry out there will teach you that. Please make money, don't get me wrong. Make money, make good money, but love the job, because when you love the job, money chase you. That's the truth. When you love your money chase you. Money look for you anywhere you are and fetch you. For me, Byron Ene, like Al Pacino will say, Hooah.
So TV.